In the energy quadrant, crude oil rallying with other risk assets, but natural gas really the story. Down over 3% today, and the volume is double yesterday's decline. We now have a two-day decline of over 5.7% going back to Friday's close. If you go off of yesterday's highs, which is actually a gap up initially, we're down 7.5%. And again, I mentioned the volume is over 2 times yesterday's and 1.5 times Monday's volume. So it's pretty significant when you look at the price action. We actually had a multi-day pullback to the 50-day moving average, and then a 3-day rally ending on last Friday, and then this 2-day decline has actually taken us below that 50-day moving average. So even though we're in a holiday shortened week, what this tells you is that some of those longs that were established at the 50-day moving average are likely getting out prior to the holiday shortened week, hence the excessive move on decent volume. A weather shift is also part of it. Moderate to high demand has moved into the moderate demand category based on some warmer weather going across the central states, the Midwest, headed out to the East Coast now. Temperatures in the 50, even though there's rain, not something where people are going to be turning their heat on. It's not a dramatic weather shift, and we're not expected to get colder temperatures, at least current weather forecasts, until after the Thanksgiving holiday. It won't be pleasant because there will be rain and some mixed snow, but nothing dramatic dropping into 20s or 10s until at least about 8 days from now. So that weather shift has taken kind of this winter demand out back into spring demand sort of territory. And the inventory data is still going to come out despite the holiday, and the draw is expected to be smaller than last week and could affect the inventory deficit. Right now, we had last week's EIA data turn a surplus into a 60 billion cubic foot deficit. We're now looking at the potential for that to shift back to a surplus because that warmer weather called for fewer draws than was expected. Natural gas is a little bit more predictable than crude oil because it is simply weather-based as to whether there's going to be a decline or a build in inventories. We're likely to see a draw just smaller than expected.